Oh my word. Babes, I am so excited to share Nikki Lee Trowbridge with all of us today. Nikki, Nikki is on the Beauty Pro podcast, and just before we hit the record, I got to see all of the new things that she's launching, and my inner chart person is like off the rails right now. I'm like so excited about it. But anyway, Nikki, welcome to
Hi.
the Beauty Pro podcast.
Hi. Thank you for bringing me on here. You are so full of life and so full of energy. And you're the one with the most energy wins, and you definitely get the gold medal on that because you just know how to bring great vibes and great energy. And anyone I'm sure listening to you is going to love that. So thank you
Thank
for having me
you.
on.
Thank you. I'm excited about this. So, if you, okay, over the couple years, I've been going to hair shows for a long time, but more recently, I keep seeing your name in all the books and everything, and I'm like, who is this Nikki Lee? Who is this girl? And you work a lot with Bonnie Bondeo,
Yeah,
and
Bonnie Bonadeo and Bridget Sobas. So I partner with
yeah,
them to do so we have a little side gig, the three of us, called the Beauty Leadership Lab. It is a live 3-day event that we do every year. We're trying to do it twice a year. And this year we're going to be at ABS, by the way, in just like a week and like 10 days. We're so excited. At the we're going to have a little 1-day pop-up. So we're going to try to get these 1-day pop-ups going here and there
cool.
too. So I get to do that with them. It's all about leadership and growth and HR and all that. So
Yes, the home like Nikki is the HR queen. I love this. But we're gonna talk about all that, but I kind of want to dive just rip the band-aid off and how did you get to this point where you're doing all of this intense work? Like, was there a defining moment? Was there a huge personal, professional failure that you were
yeah,
like, oh my, okay,
yeah.
share.
More than enough to share for like an hour, but I'll just zoom in on a couple. I first of all, I was a terrible. I was not. I never dreamed of being a salon owner. It's so interesting. I when I first started doing this, I call this my accidental career because I was supposed to be something else. Like I was going to go to school to do all these other things,
Yeah.
and what I ended up falling into was the salon because at that time I could just be in a salon. It was better than fast food, and and I just took to it. It just was like something I really loved, and I love the interaction between the client and me, and that behind the chair work is my still my most favorite thing to do. Um, and so I ended up doing all of that, but then I was the artist, the epitome of the artist, and then I decided to open a business along the way, purely accidental. And I was like, what am I doing? Like, what? I'm not even good at this. So anyway, I was a terrible leader because I am hard on myself too, and I think a lot of us are. And I'm
Mm,
also a servant at heart. I love to serve others, and so that combination proved to be not a great, piece of chemistry there in the beginning. So I had to learn the hard way about what leadership really was, and what I had some defining moments that I had conversations come to me that
mhm,
I was not prepared for. And one of my biggest things that I try to drill home to owners is do the work now. Don't
mhm.
wait until you need to do the work because
Yeah.
of some topic that comes up. Learn how to be a better salon owner, learn how to be a better leader, get those things in place, get those systems set up, do the work. You don't need to have a problem to do the work,
Hmm.
because when the situation arises that you need to have an answer, you want to be ahead of that curve.
Yeah.
And I learned that the hard way. And I had a couple of situations happen that I was like, I need to be better prepared for this. And so I'm sure like you seem to be a bit of a bulldog as well. I'm like a bulldog when I need to get something done, and so I
Yeah.
just go out and just go after it. But when I discovered HR and discovered like salon owners don't even know what HR is half the time.
Yeah.
And so human resource and understanding the solutions that are available to you there for risk management, for benefits planning, for compensation planning, for performance evaluations, for all the things, KPI management, all of that stuff that's part of HR is if you don't know that, you don't know what you don't know, is what you hear this all the time.
Hmm.
If you know that, boy, do you have solutions to everything already.
Hmm.
Now, does it mean everything's perfect? It does not. It still means that it's messy. Roll up your sleeves, get ready for the roller coaster ride. But because that's really what entrepreneurship really is. But at the end of the day, I feel when I look back and I those cringe-worthy moments that have happened, where I was like, why was I not better prepared? Why was I not
Yeah.
as full of information and ahead of the curve as I should have been? It really has empowered me to do that more and more. And the more work that I get to do with this, with all of the beautiful business owners that I get to work with, I learned so much from them. And I can see very clearly a glaring thing is that you just need to be prepared for the conversation
Mm.
and before the challenges come up. So yeah, there were some things I've experienced embezzlement in my company. I've experienced
Oh my
terrible
goodness.
leadership failures. I've experienced walkouts. I've experienced all of it. So I'm right there with you guys. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not immune to any of that kind of stuff. I have just discovered ways that have provided solutions for people
Hmm.
before to be preemptive versus reactive after the
Yeah.
fact.
And a couple weeks ago when we were scheduling this episode, I had asked you, I was like, so can anybody start studying these HR ways? Like when do you do this? And you're like, now.
No. Before you open your business is really the best
Yes.
time.
Yeah.
But now it's really, important to kind of just understand. And, everyone thinks HR is just having some department
Yeah.
that you have call the HR department. Well, unfortunately, we're not a corporation with our own HR department. We are the HR department, the ownership. And when we build out our leadership teams, they become part of that HR department and that leadership
Mm,
team. And leadership isn't just communication, it's having the foundational pieces stacking together to
yeah.
create that very solid base. And honestly, HR foundations, policies and procedures, rules and policies and systems and all the things, all of that's designed for really a couple of things. It's designed to help guide the owner through the mess of the everyday
Mm,
journey of the operations
hmm.
because the owners rely upon those things probably more than the employees do, if you will allow
Yeah.
me. And then the employees to have clarity around what's expected in this company so that they can know if they're bought in or not. And so
Hmm. So how did you make the shift from stylist, salon owner to now HR guru? Like how did that happen?
so
Like how did you
so
fall into that?
studying and learning and taking classes. And guys, the thing I hear about stylists that can be somewhat frustrating for me sometimes is that we want it quick and easy, we want it now. And
Hmm.
this world of instant gratification, it is not for business owners. We can't have instant gratification because we hold the livelihoods of so many people in our hands.
Yeah.
And if you want to be in the world of ownership, you've got to know you don't bear the burden of the sole responsibility of holding people's livelihoods. They bear the burden of that as well. It's a shared partnership.
Hmm.
But you also need to create the systems and the pathways and the careers and the experience, the employee experiences that go along with that. That is your responsibility. And if you don't have that, then no wonder our employees are going to become self-employed because why else would they stay and work for a company if they didn't have that kind of amenity setup and
Right.
experience and all those things. So how did I make that shift? I studied, I learned, and I leaned in and I did the work. And so, I studied compensation for over 8 years now, probably almost 9 years now. So
Mm,
it's not something that just happens overnight. How do I distill everything that I've learned and put together
mm.
so I can deliver it in like 1 hour coaching calls?
Yeah.
That's the secret sauce, right? So
Hmm.
I'm always trying to figure that out. I know this sounds to me to I'm not telling you all to go out and become HR gurus. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying that you should have a every one of you should have a payroll company that you're working with. That's rule
Yeah.
number one. Rule number two is you all have to have a CPA. And you all should have some sort of HR consultant slash business consultant that is supporting you in all of these things. Because
Mm.
most payroll companies are going to have an HR
Yeah.
platform.
Yeah.
Most owners don't use it. Most owners only use the payroll systems. They don't use the
Right.
HR part. The HR part is important, and I'm going to do a shout out to Infinity HR here. One of the best companies to work with is Infinity HR because they give you that ongoing HR support as they call it an HR generalist. They are the ones there. You can call them, you can email them and ask. And I'm telling you, I've seen it in action. It is powerful stuff. Now, should you have a coach or consultant that helps you build out these things? Yes, yes, you should, because you
Mm-hmm.
can't plug and play. And when it comes to talent development, you cannot plug and play.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't just take your HR company's like books of policies and procedures and be like, okay, boom, that's mine.
No,
You can't do that.
no.
I mean, you can try, but it's still, and it's no wonder no one uses it because it doesn't hold your heart. If you're the
Right.
owner, that manual has to hold your heart and your vision. And that takes some diligence and work. And that just, this is what coaching is for. This is what working with mentorship is for.
Now,
So,
even though you're working with numbers and policies and procedures and all of that, did you yourself have to go through like a self-help
yeah.
period?
Yeah. So here's the thing about working with hairstylists or spa people. You know, y'all, we're all artists. I get it, okay? Because then you look at a dashboard and you're like, okay, this is not for me. But I get it. I get it. But we as artists have the ability to do all of that. Our brains are wired in a way. Don't let people tell you that you cannot be linear, analytical,
Mm-hmm.
systematic. Can be if you hone that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, but with great appreciation of the artistry brain, I yes, we have to be the feelings, the touchy feely, the vibe check. You know what I'm talking about? Everyone
Right.
talks about vibe checks these
Yep.
days. Like
Yep.
we're the industry of the vibe check, basically. Um, yes, of course, we have to when we're working with these numbers and these policies, all these things. We also have to be in touch with the human side because,
Mm-hmm.
guys, the word human inside of human resource is the most important word.
Yep.
We're dealing with humans and humanity. My rule of thumb is humanity first. And if
Mm.
that means self-help, if it means supporting the person, if it means bending the rules, if it means all of those things, of course it does, of course. So humanity, the systems, the policies, the procedures, the structure, their job is to support the humanity.
Mm-hmm.
It's their job to support the humans. It's not the other way around. You don't control the humans with the things. You serve the humans in your company with those things. And so that's really where I would take it.
How do you feel? Because I do believe in having structure, right? You like what you're talking about, foundation and then all the frills. How do you feel? And I don't know if this is maybe a me thing that I need to go into your program or what, but yes, you have the rules, um, but everybody's a little bit different as
Of
far as
course.
so it's not about bending the rules for so and then sticking it to it harder with this other one, but like how do you kind of maneuver that if you know what
That's
I'm
a
saying?
that's a great question, Christine. So I know that people feel so there is an HR shift that's happening, and I believe that if I could define what that HR shift is, I think what's really happening is we're moving away from systems and plugging everyone in and everyone having to assimilate to that
Right.
versus customization and personalization of career path.
Mm-hmm.
We're moving towards that.
Mm-hmm.
We're already in it. We're not moving towards it. We're all up in it. And
Right.
so what that means is you need to connect with people to partner with them and collaborate with them on their building of their career.
Mm.
Career control for the employee to have career control these days is vitally important. And so, how do we do that? How does that happen? Well, it starts with building the structure, right? So you build the framework, your people get to live in the rooms. And when you live in the rooms, they get to decorate the rooms. You get to customize. You're like, okay, you can decorate it like this, and you can decorate, there is some autonomy there and some collaboration. But how can you have autonomy and collaboration if there's no structure? Then
Right.
it's just a free for all,
Mm.
right? Same thing as flex schedule or PTO. You got to have the structure first. You got to have the cover the compliance. So, for example, if we'll talk about PTO for a minute. We'll use
Hmm.
this as an example. With PTO, pay time off, you need to make sure that you're compliant first in your state. So compliance first. So compliance means, are you following the laws? Are you following the rules? Are you following the regulations, right? So make sure you understand what those are. Done. Easy enough. That's framework. Everyone adheres. No breaking of that. The next level of that would be, how are you going to calculate and how are you going to structure? And then the why, the philosophy. Why do we have
Mm.
PTO? Why is this important to our company? Why is it important? It differentiates us. It gives you the ability to, have some time off that's paid, all these things. Then you can move into the customizations. Now you can earn additional PTO because you are a star performer and you are outperforming everybody else. But you're not. So you just sit here with your base PTO and call that a day,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then you can continue to advance that beyond there. So the customizations can't come until you have the base.
Mm.
That's how you do it. So you create the base first, everyone understands all the guidelines, and then from there, people who outshine and outperform get to outperform.
Right.
And then instead of being held back by rules and policies, that's really what you're trying to do. So ultimately, that's my approach. It's really to customize the career paths for
Hmm.
everybody,
Hmm.
and to in every system build the structure and then build the customization.
Do you ever work with independent stylists who are in
Yeah,
the suite?
I do. I am not built to work with an independent stylist who just wants to grow her own business. That's
Hmm.
not who my specialty is. There are tons of other coaches that are amazing at that,
Yeah.
that would really be ideal to work with independent stylists that are just
Hmm.
wanting to take care of their own business and grow their own business. Now, if you're an independent suite owner stylist that is ready to move towards building a team,
Right.
move
Okay.
towards hiring your first hires, move towards building training structures, move towards perhaps creating a more structured format, open a storefront for the first time, expand your suite.
Hmm.
I'm your girl. That's where I
Hmm.
come in. So
Okay.
I'm definitely stronger in that arena.
Okay. All right.
Mm.
Here's a fun question that I love asking. What has been your favorite insult that you've ever gotten? It could be personal, it could be professional. That is your driving force.
Mm. Oh my God. So many. So many. I would say that the my favorite insult wasn't necessarily an insult verbally. It was an
Mm.
insult in action. And so it was on a podcast. No, not a podcast. I'm sorry. It was on a group webinar. It
Okay.
had a bunch of other educators on,
Yeah.
and the person, and I won't name any names,
It's okay. Yeah.
but that person really just chose to be glaringly obvious in ignoring me and not addressing, like, just being a kind human being and being inclusive. They wanted to be
Hmm.
very non-inclusive. And to this day, they're still very non-inclusive. So it just really helped me understand that, it kind of hurt my feelings a little bit in the
Of
moment, but
course.
but to be honest, when you really think about it, it becomes something that you learn from, because you're like, this person obviously feels threatened enough by me to feel like they can't, collaborate, or just, and I was being very kind, but I have grown up to the fact that, before I was always very sweet, but I've grown up now where I'm just like, if you're not kind to me, I don't need to be kind to you.
Right.
I'm not going to be mean. I'm not going to go out of my way to do that. That's not really my cup of tea, but
Right.
I don't have to bend over backwards to be nice to you and you treat me like shit. You know what I mean? That's not going to
Right.
happen. So it really taught me that. And then, boy, I can keep going. This is a fun question because, I could probably give you 10 other examples, but I won't bore you anymore with any of those.
No, are you kidding me? I love this part because this is like, it's not our why, but it definitely plays into it.
Yeah.
And I have definitely been hearing within the past couple of weeks a lot of I don't know if it's the big brands, but definitely brands and big people in the industry that we all look up to. It's like, oh, wow, are you seriously doing that to me right now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
People are
cool.
so, it's so competitive these days. So
Yeah.
many people are wanting to succeed and win and get a piece of the pie, that I just think that they act out in a way that they would not be proud of themselves later on.
Yeah.
But I can tell you this. the beauty industry, we need a legion of people to support us,
Yeah.
to support this industry. We are an
Yeah.
under-supported industry. We are 90% female strong.
Mm,
We are, no offense to the men, and most of the leadership roles are being held by men still. And
mm,
I'm a feminist to my core, and I can tell you that this industry needs a legion of people to support it.
yeah.
And so everyone, there is a place for everyone. There is a
Yes.
person for everyone. And competitive behavior does nothing but show yourself or show people who you really are. So just don't do that. It's not necessary.
I was saying to somebody, that is the absolute definition in action of hurt people hurting people,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
ultimate like self-help basis foundational principle.
Right, right. I mean, we're not saying like let people take advantage of you, but I'm just
No.
saying, there's hold your boundaries, but you don't have to hurt others either. So,
Right. So
yeah.
with that, what has been your biggest learning lesson that you have learned being in the beauty industry that you wish other people, not like your doctor and your lawyer or accountant, that you wish that they would understand and like do for themselves too?
Mm. Can you ask me that question again, but in a little different way? Because I want to share something, but I want to make sure I'm really tapping into the vibe.
Okay, okay. So, what is the lesson that you've learned being in the industry that you
Mhm.
wish everyday people would understand?
Everyday beauty artists or everyday people every day
People
outside of
every
the
day
industry.
outside the industry.
How impactful this industry really is.
Mm-hmm.
And I know people say this sounds so cliche to say, but I really mean it.
Yeah.
I feel that this industry, the beauty industry specifically, it's not just the beauty industry. There are industries that are similar to ours. Like I
Mm.
think nursing is very similar to
Yeah.
ours. I think senior care is very similar to ours.
Okay.
It's care-based industries.
Yeah.
And we are not just service-based, we are care-based primarily, I believe.
Okay.
And I wish everyone really understood how much care we give our clients on a daily basis, not just, doing a service, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that, I learned this lesson very, very early on. I'm not going to say I was a wild partier, but I did my fair share. And I didn't focus on things that were important. I just kind of wanted to party it up, get a little bit of money, and go out and have a good time.
Right.
And so I was in that mode of my life, and I didn't take this seriously. I just kind of thought, it's just whatever, I'm just going to go to work.
Right.
And I had a situation where this mom, she was a dear client of mine, and she was so distraught. I mean, just absolutely devastatingly traumatized and distraught.
Mm.
And it moved me so much. I couldn't really do anything to help her. I felt so helpless. And so she said to me that her daughter was suicidal because she was being bullied in school because she hated the way she looked. And how she can't imagine living her life looking the way she looked.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just so affected by that. It was really traumatic for me. And so I didn't know what to do. I was helpless. So I said to her, how about I just do a makeover for her? And
Yeah.
I also have a photography background as well. I love photography. And so I was like, I'll just do a full day beauty makeover and I'll do a photo shoot for her on me
Yeah.
just to help her. And so I think it was like a Sunday, and I think I spent all day, all day. I did anything and everything you could do to a human being, like within the salon, I did.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean everything from lashes to brows to you name it, okay? The full makeover. I even
Mm-hmm.
brought in clothes for her to wear. And I
Oh
did
my
this whole
goodness.
photo shoot for her. And it was such a gratifying experience. And everyone's like, you didn't charge her for that? And I was like, no, not a thing. Like, I didn't charge her a dime. But a couple weeks later when I showed her the photos, because at that point we were still printing things out in film.
Yeah.
The
Yep.
photos.
Yep.
When I showed her the photos, her mom cried and cried, and I cried, and her daughter cried, and it really, I believe, her mom said some words to me that were just really incredible. basically it was, I think you saved my daughter's life.
Mm.
You've changed the trajectory of what she will experience in her life and how she experiences herself and her schooling. And, I feel, and she has hope again. I mean, these words were very touching. And that really changed it for me. It changed it for me. It dialed me in to going, oh shit, like you are not just doing hair here. Like this is
Right.
not just hair.
I
Like
have
you are
chills.
literally going, you can affect a human being like this with what your skills are. This is no small thing.
Right.
And you need to take this shit seriously, girl. Like lean in and do your job.
Yeah.
And so I started to take things much more seriously. And I would say it was like a turning point for me. So
Mm.
that was a big lesson. And I think that if I could share that, it's just, I don't think people really truly understand the level of care that we give people.
Now, with that being said, we pour so much, you poured so much into this girl. I
Right.
mean, she's still around, right?
So I haven't seen her in a long time. She's grown up, but it was a very successful story. She finished high school successful. Thank God. I'm
Okay.
not going to say she pulled it together. She pulled it together. Thank
Okay.
God.
Thank God. Okay. So we pour all our heart and soul into these people, but then after that, I'm sure you were totally drained.
Drained. I mean, of course, drained.
How did you nurture yourself? And how do you continue to nurture yourself teaching?
Girl, it's like an everyday affair. I mean, self-care is an everyday affair. How do I do that? I'm not the guru of that, Christine. I am the guru of going ham and going hard. Um, I self-care. I've learned balance. I've learned balance. Balance is not something I was good at when I was young.
Yeah.
And I listen to owners sometimes choose very arbitrary decisions because they
Mm.
feel like somehow they have to do this, whatever it is that they think they have to do.
Yeah.
And I would say you don't. You don't have to do any of that. It's just about balance. And I learned to do things. I started studying time management and more time optimization, really, not time management, but
Mhm.
and
I like that better. I like that better. Time optimizate. That is much better. Okay.
thanks. And so, because I think it really is, because there are
Yeah.
some days where you're like, don't text me, don't call me, don't talk to me. I'm literally going to veg on the couch and I'm going to eat myself senseless and I'm going to
Hmm.
watch some junk on TV.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or read a book or whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
You deserve those luxuries. I would say that there is a mantra that you should try to remember is that you have 168 hours in a week. And in that week, you should be sleeping 54 of those hours. So you basically have 112 hours that you're alive and awake every week. What are you going to do with those hours? How
Oh,
intentional are you going to get with those hours? And so if you know you got to work 40 hours of it, delete the 40 hours and know that that's what you're using to support financially the rest of your life. And then in that time frame, I developed a method called master schedule planning. And this master schedule planning is just the practice of getting super intentional about what I'm doing with my hours and my days and how I want my mornings to look and my afternoons to look and my evenings to look and how much self-care I need to build into that because things like that fluctuate. Balance is not even every day. Balance
mm,
is the ebb and flow of things at times.
yeah.
And so there are certain weeks that you have to remind yourself of this one thing. So this is my trigger that I say to myself and I use my notification on my calendar too, is like treat yourself today or something like that. But
Mm,
here is the mantra that I use is are you sacrificing too much joy and pleasure in your life right now? Because I believe entrepreneurs,
that's a
they
good
when they
one.
get on the grind, they forget that they get to enjoy life too. They get to eat a
Yeah.
good meal, have a good glass of wine, go and rest, go get to bed at 6 p.m. instead of at midnight.
Yeah.
All of these things are joys and pleasures that in my opinion need to be built into every 168-hour cycle of your life. So every week, how much joy and pleasure are you introducing into your life? And whatever that is for you, whatever floats your boat, like if
Yeah.
it's a massage or a pedicure or sleep or whatever it is, or reading a book, whatever it is, do
Yeah.
do whatever it is that feeds your soul the most. And think of yourself like a phone. How much are you plugging yourself in every day to repower
Mm,
up, right? Because if you don't power yourself up, you're operating at like 10% capacity. How effective do you think you can be at anything? You
exactly.
know?
Exactly. I love how you got the hours of the week. That just blew my mind. I'm gonna like do a chart for myself after, and I'm gonna be
You
like,
don't have
what am I
to.
doing?
You don't even
You
have to.
gotta
I have the template. I will send it to you and then
send
I
it
will
to
walk
me.
you through it. I will walk you through it.
Send it to me. That'll be so good for my life.
And in master schedule planning, I would tell you most owners need to evaluate their master schedule 4 times a year, every quarter, the quarter
Every
before.
quarter. That's
So
good.
so map out your next quarter, the quarter before. Meaning
Okay.
time segmentation is a trick and a technique for time optimization. So segment your time in that way. So every quarter, plan out like quarter one, what needs to happen in quarter two, or quarter three, my kids are going to be out of school. I got kids, at home for the
Mm-hmm.
summer. How does my schedule need to shift in order
Mm-hmm.
to accommodate that? Shift your schedule not in the moment reactively, shift it the quarter before so that
Yeah.
you can be better prepared. And once your clients know what your schedule is, they're going to be down with it. They're fine.
Yeah. Okay. If anybody watching and listening is getting anything out of this, I hope it is that you have to plan. Plan everything. Oh my
I would
goodness.
like to emphasize that with planning is the first phase, getting intentional about what you want first in that planning is even better.
Yes.
And not just what you want, but what you're committed to, what you have committed yourself to, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
Yeah. All right.
So,
What is something that nobody agrees with you about? Personal
mm.
or professional, okay? Because everything we do is so
Oh, I
intertwined.
know exactly what this is.
I'm ready.
Everyone continuously says to me that that I should simplify, that I should dumb it down, that I should just simplify. And I am in complete disagreement with the entire world on
I see you. You're like, oh my God.
because simplicity is good, okay? It
Yeah.
is good. But if simplicity is the driving force versus functionality, I completely disagree. You have to be more functional, like your compensation systems need to be more functional than they do simplicity. Simplicity cannot apply across the board. I
Mm,
don't agree at all on that. There are certain things that should be simple, of course,
yeah.
but pricing of a salon, a business,
It is
of a
what it
team
is.
should
Yeah.
not be simple. Get over it. Stop trying to make everything so simple. Functionality over, I have seen oversimplification of things damage businesses
Uh,
versus help them. So this is something that I fight against almost on a daily basis, where I'm just like, lean in, guys, lean in, do what you need to do, and don't just try to oversimplify everything because it's just easier.
right.
Your objective of simplifying things should not to make something easier. Your objective of simplifying should be to clean up clutter and to
Right.
streamline and speed things up, not
Hmm.
to break functionality.
Oh, that is so good. It's
Yes.
level up. Level up.
Yeah.
Like you can only do so like a number two is a number two is a number two. You can't change it. So like
Right.
you gotta meet it where it's at. Anyway, that was good. I
Right.
love that. I love
Thanks.
that. Okay, so what do you have that we were talking about before? What do you have that's coming out very soon? Can we talk about that?
Yes, I'm so excited. I have a passion project that I have poured my heart and my soul into, and it's called the Elevate Leadership Retreat, and it's in Tulum, Mexico this year, July 12th through the 17th. It is I am in my third career trajectory.
That is
So,
amazing.
yeah.
I
So my
love it.
first was like a stylist, right? And that was
Yes.
a great journey, and boy, did I learn a lot, and it defined who I was. My second career trajectory was a salon owner and entrepreneur.
Hmm.
And in mixed into that was business
Yeah.
coach, consultant, speaker, educator.
Yeah.
Okay. But I have been doing that all along. I am on my third plan
Uh-huh.
that is above and beyond my coaching and consulting. And that is that I want to be a retreat architect. And
Beautiful.
I want to create an entire portfolio of retreats. And
Hmm.
Elevate is my first. And so it is the one that I have dreamt of this for a very long time. It is in response to what I needed most as a business owner.
Mm-hmm.
And also in response to, I don't know if you know this about me, but during the pandemic, it was like near annihilation of our industry.
Uh,
And being a coach and consultant at that time that specialized in compensation structures and the PPP loans that were coming out
yes.
from unemployment and things like that, I was busier than you can possibly imagine. So thank God I didn't have a salon to run really at that time.
Right.
So thank God we were shut down for 12 or 13 or 14 weeks or however long we were shut
Yeah.
down. And so, but I helped close countless salons, over 40, 50, 60 salons I helped to close because they just were like, we're out. And I learned a lot during that lesson. And I would say that what I found to be true was owners need to feel supported and they need to feel like they have a place to go. And what I saw that came out of the pandemic was just the most beautiful thing I can possibly imagine, which was I saw more owners come together and team together with BBR, shout out to Derek Hull and
Mm-hmm.
James Alba, and how they pulled together and created these groups and organizations. I saw people check out and I saw people check in the biggest
Mm-hmm.
way.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'm checking in, dude. Like
Yeah.
I'm getting in it. And I was all up in it. And so what I realized during that time was owners are near quitting at any given time,
Yeah.
because they're just like, this shit is for the birds. And so, and I get it, right? I get it.
Yeah.
And because we forget the day-to-day nonsense makes us forget our real passions, our real visions, and why we did this in the first place.
Yep.
And so and it happened to me too. So I get it. And so I want to create a space that is a disruption to your grind. And
Mm.
so I want to take you out of your day to day, just nose to the grindstone, and put you in a space that shares with you and makes you remember that you get to enjoy life too, and that you get to be pampered and reveled in and meditate and be having a good time and drink some great drinks and eat some
Right.
amazing food and rediscover who you really are and recalibrate who we're becoming as a leader
Mm.
and adopt these new philosophies that we know, but we need to put it into public. And so
Yeah.
I've created a space that we are doing pre-retreat work. The pre-retreat work is that I've created leadership scripts around key areas of change and evolution inside of the beauty industry,
Mm-hmm.
like how we handle talent management, how we pay our team members, how we
Yeah.
hire, recruit, and onboard, all these different areas.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm creating these script prompts for the attendees, and they are going to build and create and craft their own scripts, their own leadership scripts. And then we are going to film them while they're in Tulum with me. And so
Ooh.
that will be the work that we're doing together in the mornings. And then afterwards by 2:30, we're done. We're done with work. We're going to go have a good time. We're going to go on catamaran sailing trips. We're going to go on to the beach and have beach club nights. We're going to have a good time together. We're going to connect. You're going to meet people who are incredible and like-minded. You're going to get to learn so much pre-retreat. You're going to walk away with incredible leadership, what I call leadership legacy
Mm.
pieces or content, where you are going to build your leadership legacy. We're trying to build the legacy of your business and your company. And I'm hoping that we get to do that work again and again with more and more people. We only have 6 spots left. So if anyone is interested, please let me know. We
Yes.
just had our first session a couple weeks ago. We're having our second session, a pre-retreat session on April 27th. Anyone who wants to see the first session, I'm happy to send the recording out where
Yeah.
I'll describe all of that to you and what we're going to be doing there. We're going to be in a place called Kabaloom, which is what they call a jungle retreat. So it is really boho chic. It has like this
Cool.
very vibey place and private chef, full transportation, all inclusive package. So
I love that.
expect to be completely cared for.
Yes, we're gonna put that information is available, right? Like we can put
Yeah.
that in okay,
Yeah.
yes, we're doing
But the
that.
best thing to do is to reach out to me
Yeah.
because there's so many questions before, around this. So just reach out to me. I'm happy to jump on a Zoom with you and just
Yeah.
show you. I'll show you the lookbook. I'll show you the pictures of the place.
How
I
do
have
they get in
videos of it.
contact?
So
Instagram?
you could just email me. You can Instagram me through Nikki Lee Consultancy.
Okay.
You can private message me on Facebook, or you can email me. Do you want? I'll give you my email. You
Yeah, yeah,
can,
yeah.
people can just email me at nikkistatements@gmail.com, and or just I'm all over social media, so all you have to do is just go in there and just
We'll send a
message me.
carrier pigeon out and we'll be like, listen.
I'm just happy to talk to make sure the experience is
Yeah,
right for you. And I will be doing
yeah.
this again next July.
This
So
is
those of you
great.
that missed the final six, if you were really interested in the future, I'll have future retreats as well.
Yeah.
So,
When does this like officially launch?
so it has officially launched already 2 weeks
Okay.
ago for our first
Okay.
pre-retreat session,
Okay.
and we have five more pre-retreat sessions before July 12th. July 12th is the morning you travel to
Oh,
Tulum, and the
okay.
moment you land, you're mine. I take care of you. So at that point, you get wrapped in a warm hug. We take care of everything from there,
That's
from
so beautiful.
transportation to food to everything. So,
Oh my gosh, it's
yeah.
so exciting. Okay.
Yes.
All right, so we're getting close to the end here, but what was a question that I did not ask that you wish I did, and how would you have answered?
Oh, that is a really good question, Christine.
I like to get
I,
feedback.
I, the coach in me wants to ask you a million questions. That's really what, I want to do. I'm trying to resist the urge of that because it would be so weird. Um,
We'll talk after. We'll talk after.
okay. Okay. So I would say the question is, what do you want to see happen in the industry, I guess. Maybe. I don't
Oh,
know. What do you
that was
think?
that was
Is
on
that a
my
good one?
list. That was on my
Was it?
list. Okay, so what would you have said?
What do I want to see in the industry? I would love to see everyone that is part of this industry have career paths that are more fulfilling and have bigger incomes. If I could change anything, I would change how much money hairstylists can make. And
Mm,
not just hairstylists, service providers in the beauty industry, makeup
yeah.
artists, spa personnel, massage therapists, nail techs, all of them. If I could change anything in the industry, if I could see anything by the time I die, my legacy that I hope that I leave is that the beauty industry has seen the biggest curve of compensation growth than we've seen
Mm,
since 1984, which has
yeah.
been under a dollar, by the way, just so you know. Maybe
My
we might have
heart.
seen another dollar stretch, but can you believe over a stretch of 20 something years? That's how impoverished this industry is. That's how, and I know some of your listeners are like, that's not true. I make shit tons of money. I
Hmm.
get it. There are
Right.
people that make great money, but there are 10 times more people that
Yep.
are struggling. And we are female strong. And guys, you guys got to know this. There's a lot of single parenthood in this industry. I would love to see business owners become more nurturing of single parenthood in this industry.
Yes. Amen. I agree with that.
And
100%.
everyone to grow more income and for more beauty professionals to be able to retire with more wealth than
Hmm.
they have ever done before. That's what I would love to see.
That's so beautiful. Oh
Thanks.
man, you guys watching and listening, you need to go contact Nikki right now.
I am happy to have discovery calls at any time. If you just want to
Yeah.
get to know each other and connect, I know a lot of beautiful coaches that are wonderful too. They do wonderful work and they're great friends of mine. And I am always about, because I believe coaching and consulting is really building a relationship. It's like dating
Yeah.
someone,
Yes.
but completely professionally, of course.
Yes.
But it's that building of that relationship. And I think that if I would tell you finding the right coach. I know some people have had very negative coaching relationships. The best way to really do that is just to get to know the people first.
Yeah.
Remember humanity first. So get
Humanity
to know the
first.
people. get to know the people, just get to know them, make sure the vibe is good for you, and then just check it out and make a decision like that. Don't be sold into anything that's not right for you. You know, great coaches that are very scrupulous, they won't sell you in anything. They're going to make sure
Hmm.
it's responsible too. I am
Right.
at my core a responsible coach and consultant first. I
Yeah.
want to be financially and physically responsible for you. I want to be time sensitive and responsible for you. You
Hmm.
know, as long as it has to be a sustainable relationship, it can't just be
Right.
something that's a quick hit or a quick sale.
Yeah. One-sided.
Yeah.
I've had my share of one-sided relationships, professional and personal.
I know, girl. I know. I'm right there with you. So it's been so joyful talking to you. You
Thank
bring
you.
such a positive, incredible energy. And I hope to see that you just grow this podcast into just enormous, enormous levels. And after off the camera, I'm going to share with you some ideas that I think you should introduce into your podcast that I think would be fantastic.
Let's do it. All right. So, with that being said, everybody watching and listening, we got to wrap it up.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
thank you, Nikki, for coming on. It has been such a joy.
Thanks, Christy. Thank you.